Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sakana Bhavatu Sakana Punattu Sakaviryan Karabhavahai Tejasvina Vadidamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvaraya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketase Cha. Good morning. Forgive my sneezing today, so I have a hay fever. In the Kathopanishad, Dvidiya Valli, second Valli, we passed through verses 15 to 17 in the last class. The three mantras, 15, 16, 17, are Sadhanopadesam. What was the sadhanam he was trying to give? He was trying to give a sadhanam called Omkaram. Sarvaveda yat padam amanandi tapamsi sarvani chayat vadanti yadichando brahmacharyam charanti. So he gave three definitions of that sadhanam. Sarvaveda yat padam amanandi. Amanandi means Siddhantam, concluding propagation, concluding statement of Vedas. Yat padam, which goal, which padavi that all the Vedas are prescribing. Tapamsi sarvani yat vadanti. What all those great seers who do penance talk about. And therefore, yadichando brahmacharyam charanti. Therefore, to attain that important goal, about what everybody is following the brahmacharyam. So he given three definitions to the glory of the padavi, which is Atma Bhavam. Tatte padam sankrahene pravim. So I will tell you what is that. Here the padam is the great position by a padartham, by a syllable, by a sound, by shabdam. Om ityedat. Om. This sound is what it is that you seek. Now, I will just consolidate the 15, 16, 17 quickly before we go to 18. 18 is where the Upanishad actually starts. Vedantam starts there. Vedantam, Upanishad is the supreme truth. Any one mantra is good enough. So even if you miss all the classes, starting from 18, you will know it. But let's contextualize it. What are we actually looking for? Now, if you can understand, hold on to few words. It will come very clear. What are the words I want to remind you? Brahmam. The Shabdam Brahmam When you hear that, it means the Parabrahman, which is all, which is everything. Everything is Parabrahman. We can't really understand, define more than that at this stage. But this is the God, the only God, whatever you want to call it. That we call it the Brahman. It has no qualities that we can define. It is no description that we can measure or trim or refine. So let us take that Brahma. Then I would say the another word that we should remember is Ishvara. What is Brahman and what is Ishvara? Ishvara is Brahman with an expression of its power. Now, just get it in your mind. We will contemplate more, and it gets very clear to you. The insight here is Brahman is everything. Brahmam Sarvamayam. Right? Now, if everything is Brahman, I must be Brahman as well. Yes, the self in Sanskrit is termed as Atma. Atma literally means self. So, Brahma and Atma, the two words, Atma, it refers to me currently. We are going to find a position where the Atma cannot be other than the Brahman. Of course, it comes very straightforward by the definition of Brahman in our definition within quotes. Sarvam Brahmamayam. If everything is Brahman, I am part of everything, therefore I must be Brahman. Therefore, I don't need any more proof, right? The Shraddha is that much, then we are all already had a redemption, liberation. But we have this intellect itching us, right? We'll find out. So we're going to talk about Brahman or Atma, and I would use these words interchangeably, but we are not talking about, we're not bothered about the Brahman, the Ishvara at this stage. We're talking about ourselves. So whenever I say Atma, it means you. So Ishvara is Brahman with its power expressed. What does it mean? That means Brahman does not express anything. That means Brahman is Akarta, Abhokta. It's just a pure witness. But when the power is expressed, many things happen. Hold on, the doubt will come to your mind. Why does the power express this? What causes that? Keep it in the back of the mind. When the power is expressed, then the Brahman is seen as Maya Sakita Brahman. Ishvara is Maya Sakita Brahman. Shakti Sakita Brahman. Ishvara, therefore, is Parameshvara Parashakti. Ishvara Shakti. Adi Narayana, Adi Narayani. Whatever name you can give, doesn't matter. So there is this Ishvara, but now he has his power expressed through Parashakti. So we will talk about Ishvara and Shakti. But Ishvara is none other than Brahman. How can Ishvara become Brahman? When Ishvara takes away the Shakti that he is expressing into himself. That means when Ishvara is Maya Rahida, Rahida means, Sakita means with, Rahida means without. So Maya Rahita Ishvara, it becomes Brahma. You understand? So Ishvara can be resolved into Brahman when Ishvara's Maya Shakti is resolved. That's something we cannot do. But this is what you need to understand. So we got Atma, Brahman, Ishvara, Shakti. Of course, what is left over? Left over is what I see in this world, Jagat. So, Jagat is what is left over. But I know Sarvam Brahmamayam. That's what Veda says. Jagat is also Brahman. Why can't I therefore call Jagat as Atma? Vedas don't call it because it does not express to have its own identity. So that part of Brahma Shakti, which is called Jada Shakti, Achetana Shakti, which does not expresses its own identity, like a stone, like a tree. So we coined the phrase Anatma, not Atma. So Atma is therefore that which expresses its own identity, the consciousness. Anatma is something which does not expresses its consciousness. So how many words we got? Brahman, Ishvara, Shakti, Atma, and Anatma. So you should not really confuse. This one you have to be very clear to understand the Tatparyam of it. And when you talk about Anatma, we still talk about Brahman because we are not going to negate it. Because everything is there. Some of you who have read other philosophies of countering Advaita Vedanta will say, look, this is all nonsense, everything is real. We don't differentiate. Anyway. Now, what does the Ishvara does with the Shakti? Ishvara is a witness. Shakti expresses itself. It creates so many things. All the worlds are created. Things are maintained. Things are sustained. The Parashakti creates the Trinity. And then the three Shaktis she creates. A lot of demigods come into picture. Every department has been allocated. Like wind, you have got department. Agni, you take this department. Varuna, you take this department. So I create this world, flourish it, nourish it, maintain it. And the being that I create, they will feed you through yajnas and tapas and all that. So the 80-90% of the Vedas talks about how these devatas are to be supported by our yajnas so that they are happy and pour rain, give us the pleasant nature, we live very happily, and whole the samsara chain goes and goes and goes. So this is the Leela of Ishvara through Shakti. When Shakti decides, she can wrap back everything else. So all this we know. That's why we want to have we have a problem and I have a breathing problem and somebody says, oh, you have a Vada dosham, so you do this. Take the medicine, but please do this homam to Vayu Bhagavan. So we go to that department, we don't go to the chief minister of a country, we go to different departments. Oh, his Veda Shakti is very less, he's not remembering anything. Okay, do Saraswati Shuktam. Pray to Saraswati, who is running the Department of Knowledge and Education. So like that, Vedas have created an easy path. That's why we have innumerable number of gods. Same Brahman in different Shaktis. You can go and worship them. So all that we know. But when you come to Vedanta, it is not considered about all these demigods and all this process. It is hold on to the first point, the starting point. Brahmam Sarvamayam. I am Atma. So Atma should be Brahman. So if I am, there's one more word I want to add to this. I am here and Balaji is here, Ramesh is here. All are all same. If it's all Atma, we are not same. Because one is bigger, one is smaller, one is richer, one is poorer, one is nice, one is bad. So how can I say it's Atma? So I need a different word. So the word that is used is Jiva. So Brahman, Atma, Jiva. Jagat becomes Anatma. Ishvara, Shakti, Shakti Maya. These are the words that we need to remember all the time. Very clear definition of it. So what is the word Jivatma means? People say Jiva, but say Jivatma. Are they same? No, they are not the same. Jivatma is the essence of Jiva Bhavam. Why a Jiva exists? Because there is an Atma exists. So when you say Jivatma, we are talking about the Atma that makes the appearance of a Jiva. What is Paramatma? Param means Brahman. Here Paramatma is Ishvara. Jivatma is I. Paramatma is Ishvara. Because Param is supreme. So Paramatma is a bhavam of Brahman in the form of Ishvara. And Atma is this rasam of that Ishvara. Understand? Example will make it clear. A wave in a sea is a Jiva. The ocean is Ishvara. Understand? So clearly you can say wave is not the ocean. So Jiva Ishvara Aikya Siddhantam of Advaitam is false. Because you look at it very clearly. A wave is not a ocean. Correct. Even the waves are not the same. Small wave, big wave, tsunami wave, tidal wave. In size, in power, waves are different. So you cannot say all the waves are the same. So jivas are different. Correct. All this common sense is what the Dvaita Vedantam is all about. Everything is different. But then you will think, if everything is different, I can see myself. I don't need Vedas to tell me. So Dvaitam is very necessary, very easy to comprehend, very logical. But I don't need Vedas to tell me that. Since Vedas exist and they tell me something, they must tell me something which is more subtle. So between ocean and the wave and the ocean, what is the commonality of it? What makes a wave to come up? There are different causes, gravitation, pull, air, and all that. But the essence of wave is water. The essence of sea is water. So when I look at the water perspective, wave is nothing but the sea. Now you come up to the level. For Ishvara, Sarveshvara is everything. I am Jivatma. Ishvara is Paramatma. But I am made up of different skin, different body, different mind, different intellect. You are different body, different mind. But I am essentially the Atma as a consciousness for me. So you are essentially Atma consciousness for me. The Ishvara also an Atma, but it may be a supreme consciousness because he's Param. So if I look at it from Atma perspective, Jiva, I am Ishvara. You understand? Now, this is very cheeky statement, right? Very dangerous statement. How can I accept this one? Because we are trained not to take that position of truth very easily because we are always afraid of things. To break this barrier of thought and fear, and if you really believe in Sarva Vedanta Yatpadam Amanandi, that position is Sarvam Brahmamayam. I'm singing very happily this song, but if I mean it, I am Brahman. So that bhavam, that Shraddha had to be the starting point for Vedanta study. You may question it, you may doubt it, you can contemplate it, but when you want to realize the truth, the starting position is to be in the truth. Realization is not finding something which is not there. Realization is realizing that you are already that. So for that, bhavana is very important. Bhavana is that I am Ishvara, I am the Parabrahma. But the problem comes in. Problem is, it's all nice to say, it's a superlative, promotion to me. So by the way, no religion, no studies, no text, no path gives you that power of supreme position. It's not a flattery. Every religion will tell you you are a sinner. You do papam. Because they grind you in the fear of death, fear of hell, the greed of heaven, in a beautiful samsara. But here he says, samsara is no more a problem. See, taking birth and dying is not samsara. Then why should Rama take birth? You call it incarnation, but still Ishvara comes as Rama or Krishna. Why are they doing that? Why do we depict all the gods as a family? Ishvara, Parvati, two children, Mahavishnu is a brother of Parvati. So uncle is uncle, Barman is there. You have a relationship everywhere. Why do we keep them as family? If family is samsara, why gods are in family? Every Swami, every god should be in a renunciated position, like a sannyasi. It's not. So samsaram is not having a family. Samsaram is how are you executing the family life as an Atma Bhavam, Atma Bodham. That is, you are the essential nature of it. You are doing a game in this world, in this role, in this Janma. It is finished, I go somewhere else. Now, if this should be the sadhyam for the human beings. This is a sadhyam. Sadhyam means goal. Sadhana means the means to attain the goal. Sadhu. Sadhu, the word, the noun in Sanskrit means to effectively attain the goal. One of the meaning. Many meanings, one of the meaning. So sadhanam is the means to attain the sadhyam. The sadhyam is the goal. So in life, in everything you do, you must have a goal. Many goals you may have. The ultimate goal, the ultimate purushartham is moksham. So in Vedantam has become purely information load if you don't recognize and own up that goal. Moksham is my goal. And don't think moksha means I die and then I go somewhere. That means you are not understanding Vedanta. Moksha means come what may, I am free. I am free from everything. Free from fear of death. That's the most difficult, most daunting fear. And that fear leads to other fear. And I want to protect my money because if all my money is lost, I'll be helpless, homeless. I won't be able to eat. I will die. So if you take every desire, everything, inherently it is towards a death. Kathopanishad is solving that problem. It is saying, no, don't do that. So, coming back. So you have to remember these words. So when I use interchangeably, put back in your mind what I said. So in this mantra, he said, the sadhanam is etat om iti. Just say it once to yourself, louder or quietly. You start with the silence and say, Om. Then you close your eyes and give a pause. Do it once. Now, you would have noticed when you finish saying that, when you close your eyes, Sakala Sankalpa Vikalpam go. Your mind is at peace. Maybe a fraction of a second. Because there's nothing that exists from the silence. The silence it starts, silence just goes. So in the Mandukya Upanishad, there are 12 mantras which elaborate this Om. In the two mantras, next one, and we saw in the last class, but we'll see one more time quickly. He said, the 16th mantra, Edat Yevaksharam Brahma, Edat Yevaksharam Param, Edat Yevaksharam Nyatva, Yo Adichatri Tasyadat. Edat, this is a Sandhi Padachedam. You have to, whenever the words are combined, so Edat Eva Aksharam Brahma. The first line. Aksharam means, I told you, non-decaying. Here the Aksharam is the Om, the Shabdam Om. This Shabda, Om, is Brahma. Brahman, you know it now. So you should not have any confusion. That Brahman here, you take it as Ishvara. Because Brahman, we can take it in two ways. Brahman itself, which means it is attributeless, Nirguna Brahman, or Saguna Brahman, Ishvara. So first take it as Ishvara. So Yetat Eva Aksharam Brahma. So this is the Akshara, this Om itself is the Ishvara, or whatever God you worship. If you worship Saraswati as everything, Om is Saraswati. Any form that you worship, that form is Om. Well, Om has no form. Correct. But right now, you just assume that Om contains the potency of Ishvara. Next sentence, Edat Yevaksharam Param. Again, Edat Yevaksharam Param. Param here means Nirguna Brahman. So now you see, Om is Shaguna Brahman, Om is Nirguna Brahman. It's interesting. Muruga is Muruga. Om Muruga is worshipping Muruga. Like that. That's how we think, right? So any nama, any Sahasra namas, all the namas are towards Saguna Brahman. Why do we need the Saguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman? We will see in the next mantra. But we know there are two kinds of Brahman perspective we have. I already explained to you. Brahman and Ishvara. Ishvara is Saguna Brahman. Brahman is Nirguna Brahman. Now, third line. Edati evaksharam nyatva. Whoever knows this aksharam, what happened to him? Yo adichani dasyatat. Yaha ichadi tat dasya. So he's attaining that. So whoever knows, Jnatva means knowing, this aksharam, he attains that. Now, here that's where the Bhashyakara's help we need. The Saguna Brahman, Jnatva actually means Dhyatva. Dhyanet. You do dhyana. Saguna Brahman, there is, if you look at the Rama's Rama Raksha mantra we learned, there you do Upasana. You think of Rama's form. Price is Rama's glory. So all that you do, what happens if I do all that? It said, you will attain that. You will become that Rama. What more you can ask for? You can get, of course, we go in a trade. We don't want to attain Rama. We say, Rama, please grant me this exam results. Let me pass. Let my son gets a job. Now we trade in a different way. But you can get this ultimate. That means you can attain what you're worshipping. Yat bhavam tat bhavati. That means you can attain that Rama itself, Krishna itself. Whichever Swami you worship, you attain that Saguna Brahma. It is supreme, right? Yes, it is supreme. But remember, how do we see all the Swamis as a family? So Saguna Brahma Upasana, and then you are attaining the, see, this is called a Krama Mukti. So you can go gradually. They say, Shalokya. You can go to that world of the God. So if I am worshipping the God and I can reach that God's world, Swarga, Indraloka, Vayuloka, Satyaloka, I can attain the Loka. Now you are also worshipping, I am also worshipping, millions of people are worshipping very, very ritually. And what do we all attain? We all meet in that Loka. So we are all in that different place. But Loka means what? The place of dwelling. So you are in a different place. It's called a Brahmalokam or it's called Indralokam. And you are there with so many other people. Now, since I have my own identity as myself there, and you yours, and you and I are never equal, you are always superior to me. So when I go there, I am still an inferior person. So I'll be still fighting for my rights. So my journey of finding perfection continues no matter what world I live in, no matter what form of Swami I worship through karma and upasana. But it is better than not doing it. So you do that. So if like Nachiketa's father wanted to achieve Indra Padavi, he does the yajnam, he does everything, dhyatva. He does Upasana. But this little boy was not interested in this, right? He wanted to be knowing more than that. Therefore, if you take the literal meaning of Jnatva, it is attached to second sentence. In the Nirguna Brahman, you cannot do Upasana. You can say God has no form, but I worship God. How do you worship God? You cannot worship God. All the form of worshipping that way will create an image in you. Maybe you put a crescent, you put a number 747 or whatever. You still need something called alambanam, something, lingam, some mark you need, because your mind cannot hold emptiness or paribunatva. So you cannot worship Nirguna Brahman. You have to worship Saguna Brahman. That's why Bhagavan Shankara, even though he has written the greatest Advaita doctrine, he writes lots of slokas. Because when you live in an embodied world, the mind is still there. So you need to do Upasana. Upasana is not going to be going away. But what do you do Upasana for? Here, he talking to Omkara Upasana. Fine, you do Lalita Sahasranama, you do Ambal Upasana, Rama Upasana, Krishna Upasana. Add Om to that. So if you don't have Om in front of it, it does no meaning at all. So you have to have Om in every time. Anything you do, you should do Om. In fact, in Chandogya Upanishad, it says, Om iti etat aksharam ujjitam upasita. Means any upasana you do, any mantra you do, you have to add this aksharam Om. What does the Om does? Om creates energy to that mantra. Om Saraswati Namaha. If you remove Om Saraswati Namaha, has no potency of it. When you add Om to it, then Om is the Brahman. Saraswati is the form that you worship. Therefore, the Om takes that worship and then grants you the form that you want. Understand? So if I am not having any form, if I just use Om, so I say Om, Om, I cannot do any bhavana in my mind. How can I do that? So you cannot be for a long time because you may go to sleep. Because so what you have to do? Jnatva. Understand what is Om means. This is what the Upanishad talks in great detail. Again, not an intellectual pursuit. It is to get to remove, intellect is a kind of a itch, So, when there's a itching, then, you have to really scrap it, so that it calms down. But there's a tatparyam below this. We saw briefly, to understand the Omkara, the Montague Upanishad takes into the form of making it a syllable. It says, it is actually coming from your Mooladharam. The Shabdam comes from the Mooladharam. And when you open the mouth, when you let the breathe out, the prana goes out. The swaram that comes out is called swara. It comes from naturally. Called And when I finish it, it with it finish M. So is the beginning and M is the end. But start with the silence in the front. M ends with the silence at the end. So silence is the Hiranyagarbha here, the womb, in which this sound akaram comes in, ends in makaram. But in the akaram to makaram transition, because my mouth has to close, So it gone through a change. Please don't pronounce all that. Its sound should be om only. But only to understand it, the syllable matras are coming there. The amatra is a silence without measurable. So between om and the syllable, there must be a pause of silence. You cannot say om, om, om. You cannot say. You must have a gap, om, gap, and the nama. So the gap is important. Right? But what do they think of it? Even if you do Sagana Brahman, I need something. What do they do it? So Bhagavan said in the last mantra, we saw, Edat alambanam shreshtam, Edat alambanam param, Edat alambanam nyatva, Brahmaloke mahiyati. So alambanam means a pole, a hanger. You take a shirt and put on a hanger. Alambanam is a hanger. So you hang your mind and your thought on something to help you do either dhyanam or the vichara. So I want to worship Krishna. I want Krishna with Radha, with the cow and the calf and the Govardhan Giri in the background. I want a picture like that because that picture is pleasing to me. Right. Then you take the picture. That picture is called a pradima. Pradima means the prati that you want to have in your mind. See, so when you see me, your mind becomes me. That's how mind works. Because it's so fast, you see me and see Balamama, and both comes in your mind and go. But at any given instant, the knowledge that you have of an object means your mind has become that object. Right? Now, here, if I am praying for this Swami in this form, that's called a pradima. It's very clear form. Then we know when I have a clear form, whenever I think of a flute, I think of a flute I bought for my daughter, and the flute arangetram, then how it went on a bhavan, how the lunch was not very good. You see? When you have rupam, then you have this kind of a potential interruption there. So you elevate some stage, or sometimes you don't have the Pradima Swami picture, you cannot carry everywhere. What do? So you do dhyana without the picture. I can look at the chair and say, the chair is Krishna. I worship the chair. That's the reason why we don't think it is a primitive thinking that we worship a tree or a cobra or a monkey or a cow. No, because we have the capacity to see divinity in everything else, even a stone. When you have such ambiguous shape in a Saguna Brahma Upasana, it's called pratikam. Pratimam is the picture, which is very clear view. Pratikam means, you don't need to know these words, but I'm just trying to give you. Pratikam means that is not very clear, but mentally you know. So yeah, the egg shape one, I call it a lingam. The very word lingam means signage, adayalam, signage. So yeah, an elliptical orbit, it matches a lot of signs, like a egg, like a seed. So I can either use a pradimam or a pratigam as an alambanam. What happens when I do the alambanam, when I do that, either a dhyatva or a nyatva, what happens to me? Brahmaloke mahiyate. The person who does the kind of upasana on the dhyanam, on the inquiry of the Omkara Shabdam, attain what you wanted to attain. Here, when you do the Brahmaloke, if you do Shaguna Brahmam, I think it gives an ultimate, right? There's a niyamam in Sanskrit. You can when I define the see, I'm the world champion in chess. If I say that means I don't go to everybody in the world whoever is playing chess and I play with them and beat them. I can never attain that thing. I go and choose the whoever claims to be the expert. I go and beat him. Then I become the world champion. So you take the supreme, and that means everything else is implied. You attain Brahmaloka means Brahmaloka is the highest point of existence as a embodied living. You can go Satyalokam, Brahmalokam. That's right, the top end of the samsara. Below you have different loga. Indra loga, all the things, Padar loga, everything comes out. So you can attain that loga. So if I worship Saguna Brahman, I get Salokyam. I go to that world. Then, as I told you, 3,000 people are there, 3 million people are there in this world of Brahma. Then if I do more and more of the Upasana, even there, continue to do that, I may go near to him. It's called Samibhyam. So some of us can achieve Samibhyam. That means I'm not in a far away. I don't need a binocular to see the Brahman or the God, Ishvara, whoever I worship. Kailasha for Shiva, or Vaikuntham for Thirumal, or Brahma in the his domain, whatever. I am very close to him. I am Samibhyam. I'm just near the stage. I am there. That's also a progression. Because I'm thinking about the Swarupam all the time, and so intensely I'm thinking, I look like the God I worship. Sarupyam. I think this is a lot more very clear if you go to the Vaishnava shrine. If you go to all the Vishnu temple, you can see the Dwarapalakas standing there. They have Shankhi Chakra. They look exactly like, if I take a picture of it, it looks like, if I don't show both in the door, you will think it's a Swami Vishnu. Sarupyam. You all attain the same form physically, but you don't have the same power because you become that. But this is biologically also proven. If you are training and living with monkey all the time, your face changes to that like a monkey. Very intimate husband wife. Over a period of time, the husband's face looks like wife's face and vice versa. The intimacy changes. You see, the born child, when you look at it, it's a pure mind, like a mirror. And it'll reflect all the faces that it sees. Sarupyam. It's all Krama Mukti. Now, if you still insist that I want to be with one with the God, the Krama Mukti, you still have to do this Brahmacharyam, Jnana Vicharam. You may attain Sayujyam. Yuj means to be one with. You become one with the God. So you can see, you work very hard. This can only happen in Brahmaloka. It means you need to work very hard, do a lot of karma upasana, do everything, graduate from one loka to other, to other, to other, ultimately go to Brahmaloka. You're not alone, there are a lot of other people there with you. Then you attain more penance, attain Samibhyam, Sarubhyam, and then you completely lose yourself and become Sayujyam. Of course, in Vasishtha Advaitam and Advaitam, they don't accept this Sayujyam. Sayujyam that means you become one with God. No. That's not accepted for them. Because you can enjoy the same pleasure peace, bliss as Swami, but you cannot be a Srinathan. Only Srinathan is only Lord Vishnu. But you can be a Nitya Suri. Nothing wrong with that. Because this is where I think the question of Upanishad talk called them as Dhiraha. The Shabda Dhira is it's not a very easy word to understand. It is something which breaks all the barriers. Even if I am there, the same form of God and enjoying the same bliss of God, but I am not God means I am still stuck. So Sayujam, if you take it that way, it doesn't meet the Advaita Mukti. Well, if that is the way to go, let me start with the Karma Upasana. Yes, do that. But there is another way to go. If you do this as a Jnana Vicharam, that means you must have the mind to do the Jnana Vicharam. Therefore, you do all the Karma Upasana, get the purity of thought, then you start inquiring about it. What happened? The Alambanam is again Omkaram. The Omkaram gives you both paths. This is the beauty of Omkaram. It will reach you to Brahmaloke. Here, Brahmaloke is not Brahmaiva Lokam. The Brahman is itself is a Lokam. That means you become the Brahman. There is nothing to reach. You're not going somewhere else. You realize that you are Brahman. Shankara says in another Adhikaranam, it's much easier to do it in the earth, because if I do gradually, if I go to this Brahmalokam to ultimately then become Swayujyam, even then Swayujyam is contemplated differently. I will do it from the here itself as Jivan Mukti. So let's not go there. I think there are some scholars will differ from this. For us, idea is I want to understand the true nature of myself. So this is where we finished the last class. So I want to remember those words so that we know. From 18th onwards, is it Vedantam, Upanishad. That means, what is Upanishad? What is Mahavakya Upanishad? What it means? Upanishad is, don't think that whatever we discuss is not relevant. They're absolutely relevant. Like, Bhagavan's word is Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not Arjuna's word, Sanjaya's word. Bhagavan's word is called Gita. But Bhagavad Gita doesn't start in chapter 1, verse 1. The second chapter. Doesn't mean that the first chapter is not needed. Because Bhashyakara writes one paragraph for the first chapter without referring to it. But for us, first chapter sets the context so that we understand Bhagavad Gita better. Right? Same way here, all this we studied so far, the story or the context is bringing you to this idea that you are going to learn about yourself. So we are going to learn about Jiva and Jivatma. What happened to Jiva when they go? Let's see the next shloka. Na jayate mriyate va vibhaschi nayam kudaschinta babhuva kaschite ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sarire na jayate mriyate va vibhaschi nayam kudaschinta babhuva kaschit ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sarire. So probably you would have, this mantra would have sounded very familiar to you, because in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Bhagavan says, Na jayate mriyate va katachi nayam bhutva bhavita vanapuyaha ajonitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Almost, except the second line, bit of a modification. Completely quotes. I mean, if you want to have exercise, because we are going to have some gap from next week onwards for next 2-3 weeks. And if you don't contemplate on this, you will miss out. So you need to really listen again and go through it. Maybe one exercise you can do is verse 18, 19, where those verses come in Bhagavad Gita. Then you realize how much Bhagavad Gita is an elaboration of Upanishad Vakya. That's why it's called Upanishadsu. We say in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada. Upanishadsu, we say. Okay. What does he say here? Na jayate mriyate va vibhaschi. So you take the I am from the third sentence. I am means this. Vibhaschit. Vibhaschit. He's going to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 definitions going to give for Atma. You understand? Know what is Atma is. You're talking about the Jivatma, not Ishvara, Jivatma. What is Jiva? Jiva is you and I, as we are. Jivatma is our essential nature. Here he's talking about the Jivatma, the essence of Jiva. Of course, you can say essence of Brahma as Ishvara as well. Na jayate. He doesn't. Is not born. Mriyate va. Say na mriyate va. Va is like here is like a cha also. So it is not born. It doesn't die. The Gita mantra is normally recited in a kind of burial grounds, to console people. But normally we move this text to the extreme situation. This should be in everyday's mind. So Atma is not born, doesn't die. Don't think Atma is something else. So you may ask the question, so what? I don't know about Atma, it doesn't matter. What about me? No, Atma is you. So what is he saying is, I am not born, I don't die. Is it? Yes. Because you are Vibhaschit. Again, this is the restricting word. Vipashchit. Pashyate. That which sees everything, chit. Chit means Chaitanyam. So Vibhaschit is the compound word for Atma. But the Chit Swarupam of Atma. We are going to conclude Atma is Sat Chit Anandam. Here the Chit. So your consciousness, your awareness, that is you, is neither born nor it dies. So, my God, thank you so much. Because the whole thing is about the fear of death. Because remember, what is his question? After death, what happened to? So this is death of a body, not you. That's what Damodar Raja coming into. So Vibhaschit, that Chaitanya Atma, is not born, not dead. So he answered the first question. Don't worry, Nachiketas. The death you're talking about is not for the Atma because it is neither born nor it dies. Okay. Kutaschit na babhuva. Kutaschit. Tatasi. If you take it. Kutaschit means from anything. Kadaschit. Na babuva. Babuva means to come out. Na babuva, not coming out. That means it does not come out from anything else. It is not an effect. That's what he's saying. This is not an effect. There's no cause for it. Kaschit na. Mean, again, I think you say kaschit na babuva. This is the active voice and passive voice. Nothing came out of this, and this did not come out from anything else. That means it is neither the cause nor the effect. See how Amitaprabhu answering his question. He said, Dharma, Karana, Karya, Vivarjito. So the Atma is not creating anything. Hey, what are you saying? If Atma is awareness, I understand. I have awareness, so Atma is there. But my awareness is what? Creating thoughts. No. Awareness knows you are thinking. Awareness does not require knowledge. Neither it is ignorant. Because awareness knows your knowledge. Awareness knows your ignorance. You can say, I don't know. So I don't know means there's a lack of knowledge in that. But that is aware by your awareness. Dark, I cannot see anything else. Yes, I can see darkness because my awareness is dark. You have to contemplate this one. So it doesn't create anything. So it is costless. It does not create anything. Okay. Ajaha. Ajo nitya shashvato ayam. So when you do anvayam, ajaha, the first phrase. Jaha means born. Ajaha means not born. Is he repeating the first one? Na jayate priyate. Here it means there you combine with birth and death. Everything born has to die. Everything die comes back to birth. So that cycle is not there. And by the way, it is birthless. That means you can say that it is always there. Or you say, oh, that means it's nitya. Yes. That's the next sentence. Next line. Nitya. I leave it to you to contemplate why he uses the two different phrases. What is the difference? Unless you contemplate, you cannot be with me on this. Ajaha nitya. Sashvataha ayam. Sashvatam also we say eternal. But here Sashvatam means, Bhashyakara say, Shat Vigara Rahita. That means it does not go through any change. So, na jayate is not born. What happens if I am born? I will die. So, what happened between birth and death? There are a lot of changes. So, I am Nityam, but I am Nityam like what? Nityam Sashvatam. Suppose there's a coconut there. The coconut is Nityam, it is sitting in my window. But first day it was fresh. Second day it was rotten. Third day it was totally rotten. It's still existing. Not that kind of Nityam. It is Shatvikar Ragitam. What is Shatvikar means? There is one Paramahatma, Yagacharya. He was the first one who wrote the Nurtam dictionary for the. He's even many years before Panini. So in this etymology, he was the one who defined Vikaram. Vikaram means changes. And he generalized it. All the things go through 6 changes. Let's take ourselves first. So what is the changes I go through? You will say, I'll start from my birth, right? I'll say, hold on. In Vedantam, we don't take it lightly. We go into the ultimate detail. I am born because I exist in mother's womb, right? Therefore, I exist at my first state, asti. Now, we do the pregnancy test. Yeah, child is there and it's fine and it is. I don't know it. You don't see a child. You see the mother bearing a child in a womb, but it's mother. But child exists asti. So asti is the first state. Then it is born, jayate. Okay. Then it's milk, drinks milk and eats fruits, all the food. It grows. Vartade. Asti jayate vartade. Then after some time, mother doesn't feed him and he goes out, eats food, do exercises. So he bringing changes in his body. The growth keeps on going. Changes comes in the body. He becomes fat, thin. Called viparinamate, parinamate. Hey, I saw you last week. Oh, you lost weight. He's not growing anything. Whatever is there is changing. So change is the fourth one. Then after some time you see, hey, what happened to you, Raja? You look very tired. As I age, my bones are hurting. I can't walk. What is happening? Abakshiyate, decaying. Things are getting loosened up. Because all these elements are formed by the Panchabhutas, right? And they want to go back. You remember I think we did in the Tatsubota, Panchikaranam, how the 5 elements form the basic elements to form this Jagat, the bodies. And they want to go home. That means the Prithvi wants to go into water. Water wants to go into the fire. I want to go into the air. Air want to go into the thing. Yopam pushpam veda, pushpavan, pradavan, majman bhavati. Chandrama ayatanam veda. Ayatanam means place of domicile, house. So each one houses into something else. Prithvi goes into the water. Water goes into the Agni. Agni goes into the thing. Same way, our body will first lack. Muscles go down. Muscles decay. Bones rot. And then when they rot out, all the residues will go into the water in the body. Like a sweat and urine and bloodstream. Because when the muscles are weakening, where do the weakened output goes out? It goes through our fluid. So it comes into the fluid. Then the fluid get dried up. As you grow older, everything get dried up. Your skin get dried up. What happened? The fluid content is going down. Where does the fluid goes down? It goes into your Agni in your body. Agni takes it. Okay, I'm taking. So we apply the lotions, we make it moisture and all that. But no matter what you do, eventually, it is this Agni is swallowing that. Then after some time, I can't sing, I can't talk loud because my prana shakti is weak. I can't climb. I get gasping for breath. Because this Agni, which is the prana shakti, is getting into the Vayu. Then after some time, your breathing stops. The breathing goes into the space. So this is the process of death in the physical sense. The sense you cannot avoid it. It's going to happen. But you and I are not going to worry because it's not happening to me, the Atma, to this embodiment, the body. Of course, I'll try to maintain it, keep it well, because it's a sadhanam for me. So this asti jayate vartate viparinipate apakshyate vinashyate. Last is the vinashyate. Justice goes away. This is called Shat Vikaram, 6 changes to the body. Atma is Shashvatam. Because you ask somebody, hey, this is you in the picture, 4 years old. Yeah, it's me. Oh, this is also you. Yeah, it's 40 years old. Oh, this is latest picture, 80 years old. Everyone is different. The body is different. But I say I. Because when I say I don't attach to this body. It doesn't make sense. This body is same as this body. No, this body is different from this body. When you look at logically, you will agree with me because I am not this body. It's very clear because body changes, like the shirt changes. That shirt is size 14, now size 16, now I'm size 24, whatever. So that Atma, the problem we have is I don't agree with this body as me. I am that much knowledgeable, but I am different. But where I am different, that's where I have a problem and you have a problem. Because we go into another level of body inside as a mind. We will resolve this later. But today we talk about the gross body. So this is not a gross body like Shatvigaram. So I am Puranaha. Puranaha means Pura api navam. That which is old is always new. What can be old and what can be new all the time? The modern algebra is no more modern. Or the Yang is a guy who I know him 40 years before. Even today his surname is Mr. Yang. But he's not Yang, he's old. But what can be old and still young? Only the truth can be old and young. Because truth is old because it is always the truth. It is young because it is always young. So Puranam means therefore that which is always telling the truth, conveying the truth. So when you read a Puranam, Kannada Puranam, Devi Puranam, anything, any Puranam you read, there are lots of stories, lots of things. But there is a truth inside which doesn't change. What can be the truth? Atma, Satya. So your mentality changes now when you are reading Vedanta, because that is the only truth. Brahman is the only truth, which I call it Atma, the truth I am. So whatever I read, whatever I study, whatever I do, I look for that comfort of Aham Atma, Brahman. Now, if you can do that, just in a practical sense, what you're doing then is called Adhyatma Yoga. This is what we saw a few verses before. The Adhyatma Yogam is not some ritual that you need to do. Adhyatma Yogam is looking persistently for the Atma in all your kartatvam, all your niyatvam. Whatever you know, whatever you do, you look for the truth. That means when you are looking for the truth, that means you're looking for the Atma, and you're looking for your own self. And what is your own self? Your own self is not this body, which you know, not this mind, we will know it later, because I can see the mind, that which knows all my thoughts, which doesn't do any task. It doesn't enjoy anything. Abhokta. When I eat the sweet is not sweetening my consciousness, it's sweetening my tongue. My mind get excited, some chemistry comes in my body, I feel thrilled. The important point here is When you lose yourself, you attain happiness. The greater your loss is, I'm going to finish in 2 minutes. It's a very controversial statement I'm making, right? But just think about it. Every time when you read a book, you completely forget yourself. The book is so engaging. You find peace, you find joy, you find things. The highest of the happiness in the embodied world is a physical relationship uh, between two people. When they have a physical intimacy of it, at some stage they lose themselves and they feel happy. When you lose yourself, in supreme bliss comes in when you lose your Jiva Bhavam. That's what he's talking about. Now, an interesting word. I'll just take you 5 minutes. I think it's because you're not going to see me next 3 weeks, so I take 5 minutes. The last line. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It's an Upanishad word which Bhagavan quotes in Gita. Na hanyate. It is not destroyed. It's not killed. He used the word killed here because Yamantara Maharaja, we normally think him as a murderer, right? He kills people, right? Therefore, he talks about his karma. You can use any kriya padam for it. Not eaten, not eating, not written, not writing. You can do anything. But killing is ultimate, so we stick with killing. Na hanyate. Atma is not killed. Yamantara Maharaja is saying, look, I'm not killing you. I'm taking your body away. I'm liberating you from the body. When is he saying hanyamane sarire? Sarire hanyamane. I mean, when the body is destroyed, the body is killed, Atma is not killed. This it's a Mahavakyam, I would say. I don't know if you remember. Very famous historical figure, Bhagat Singh in India, who was a freedom fighter, born in 1907, something like that. In 24 years, he got a hand. But he killed Englishmen because that person, John Saunders, I think, who made Lajpati Rai to die. Lajpati Rai, the Arya Samaj leader, who was doing the independence protest, and he was put in the prison and he was beaten up. In that ordeal, he had a heart attack, and Lajpati Rai died. So Bhagat Singh, who was a prodigy of this school of Arya Samaj school, and young boy, he get really offended, and he kills him. Then he escapes to London, and then in London Assembly he puts a bomb and all that kind of stuff. And he had two accomplices, Sukadev and Rajguru. So in 1931, they were hanged together, right? And he's a very bright man. He's not studied very well. He only did the schooling, but he's also like an Arya Samaj. That time was a time they were not looking at philosophies and tattva vicharam, and they want to fight. They want to really fight against the basic freedom. So he was a little bit agnostic about the Vedanta and everything, but he picked up this phrase, and when he said, put the rope on my neck, try to kill me. And he said, Na hanyate hanyamane sarire. All the other two said, Na hanyate hanyamane sarire. And then this British guy said, look, what is happening? He's not afraid. What are they reciting? What is this? Because they hanged them. And then there was a clerk who said, no, sir, this is a Sanskrit mantra and this comes from the Bhagavad Gita and Kathopanishad, and this means that you cannot kill the person, you can only kill the body. And in fact, all this is all in archives of the history. And the dominant rulers were trying to really stupidly try to ban this text. Could they do it? They could never do it. So what I'm saying is, that is the kind of a thing that understanding the Vedanta gives you. So I would summarize it now. So in this thing, we talked about Jivatma, na jayate, na mriyate, kudaschit na bhubhava, kaschit na ajaha, nitya, shashvataka, purana. All these 9 visheshanam given to this, saying that you are that. Don't you worry about that, because you will never die. So we'll stop it here and we will take, I'm back on 15th of July, so we'll see after the week. And if a Sunday in between is free, then I will talk to Balaji and find a time to talk to you. Okay. Om Sakana Bhavatu.
Om Sakana Bhavatu.
Sakanau Bhunaktu.
Saganau Bhunaktu.
Sagaviryam Karabhavahai.
Veram Karabhavai.
Tejasvinavdidamastu.
Om
Tejasvinavaditamastu
Ma Vidvishavahai.
Ma
Vidvishavai.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tasyate.
Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good break.
Thank
Have a
you.
good holiday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you
Thank you.
next week.